Hey, what's up, everybody? Joey, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you again today.
Dude, what a great morning it was. Hello, everybody out there in the chat world. Thank you for jumping on. Look at the crowd. We already got a crowd in there. Bomber Crew MTB. Good to see you guys on here. Dude, Alpha MTB is in the squad already. I love it, dude. Love it, love it, love it. And Tim Haley, what up? Good to see you as always on here, brother. Good to see you. Joey, how about that Bomber Crew ride this morning?
That was a great group of guys today. I was stoked to be on that ride for sure.
Such a good group, man.
Yeah.
Loved it. I know one part you and I got separated. I helped take Emmanuel down. Shout out to Emmanuel
Yeah.
who sent that step up jump and ultimately ended up going OTB. I hear he's in good spirits. We did walk him down to his truck so he can get home, take his kiddo home. And he did go to the ER. He did break his clavicle and broke one broken rib as well.
And a pinky too, right?
Yeah, his pinky was definitely hurting him, but I think that came out negative as far as a break goes. But man, I learned on the walk down with him. I mean, the guy is such a cool guy. I noticed the Purple Heart on his shoulder, and I ended up talking to him about his Purple Heart. It was a crazy story. It was literally a car bomb, suicide bomber, broke the perimeter, and he was there in the action. It was like early in the morning. He got blown through these doors into a building, and then the building collapses on him. And he was completely, obviously that's like a lot of trauma. He was airlifted out to Germany, surgery, and here he is on the trail, like the Purple Heart guy.
Right,
Holy crap.
Right.
We got to ride with these types of guys today, and the things they do for our country, and then the stories that you hear. And bro, what about the way that they communicated on the trails today?
Yes. The one when I noticed that when we first took off, one of the guys was counting as we went by, and they had a head count right away, and then they had a leader and a person trailing, and they were organized, very organized.
Very organized, and the walkie-talkies so they can keep in communication with each other. I mean, very cool experience to go out on a ride, and man, literally nobody was left behind.
Nobody.
That was freaking awesome. All different skill levels too. Oh man, big shout out to the Bomber Crew. You guys are awesome. For the folks that are on, I just wanted to tell you guys that this is going to be an episode around Greer. And there's been a lot of information on Greer. Joey Yates right here has got the Save Greer hats. And Emmanuel's on. What's up, buddy? He says, hey, that was me you were talking about. Yeah, bro. Shout out to you, Emmanuel. Purple Heart vet from the Bomber Crew.
How tough is that guy too? Nothing. Just sat up.
Dude, he walked down.
He's like, did you get that on film? That was about it.
The whole way he walked down, and it was amazing that he hiked himself out of there. We did run into Doc on the way out. Doc felt it and said definitely clavicle. And he just kept his composure the whole way. I think he didn't want to freak his son out. And
his son's question was priceless today too.
What did he say? I don't. Which one would he say?
What are you going to tell mom?
Yeah, we're in trouble. I think we're in trouble. I know. What a cool.
Fred made me do it.
I think that's what he said. Poor Fred's like, wait, what?
Sorry, Fred.
Yeah, Matthew, shout out to you, buddy. You did such a good job walking with your dad on the way down the trail. Kept your composure the whole time. And he even asked me at one point, he's like, man, make sure, can you walk us all the way to the truck so that you can help me load the bikes in the trucks? Like, what a big guy. Loved it. So shout out to you, Emmanuel. Shout out to the Bomber Crew. So again, this episode is going to be around saving Greer. And we have what I call kind of like my insider, just basically the person who's the closest to it that I know, who can give us accurate information on what's happening at Greer. Are we going to be able to save it? And what are they doing? And this is all current stuff. Debbie Keogh says, you have an interesting key over with the graphics. The yellow on your hat is letting the background graphic through it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Bomber Crew. Check that out. It's the green under there. It's the green screen. So this episode is all about Save Greer. Our special guest tonight, his name is Michael LaPaglia. He's backstage right now. He's on the Planning Commission. So the information that we're going to receive tonight is going to be accurate, up-to-date information. And I just wanted to share it with you all. And also, to make it fun and interesting, at the end of this episode, we are going to be giving away some prizes because this is such a hyper local one. Um, we got Afton, who's going to be giving away a pair of Cooper's mountain bike shoes, which Joey and I have ridden in. Alpha MTB, who's on the line right now, he has ridden in his Coopers. These are great shoes. I think that the retail price on these are over $130, I believe.
Yes.
So somebody's going to win a pair of those tonight. How you enter yourself on is obviously, one, you have to be on, and two, you just have to chat Save Greer. If you just chat Save Greer, Joey Yates here is going to put you in a spin the wheel, and you will qualify for that and hope you win a pair of shoes. Also, hyper local is TASCO MTB. These are the December gloves for TASCO. These are the desert camo, and I got to ride in these today. These actually don't hit the market until December 1st, but somebody's going to win a pair of those tonight. So type in Save Greer and be entered in for that. Also, our friends at Spy Optic have thrown in a pair of foundation goggles. Now, those are retailed over $120 or so, and you can win a pair of Spy foundation goggles. And that one, you basically go to spyoptic.com, you pick out the colorway that you want on the Spy foundation goggles, and the folks there at Spy will go ahead and send those directly to you for the holidays. And then last but not least, we have the Bomber Crew putting in this one for the giveaway. These hats are all sold out. We have one last hat left. The Bomber Crew hat still wrapped up in the plastic here, and you can win that tonight. Save Greer. It's also going to come with a pack of Bomber Crew 6 stickers from their logo right there, and a koozie to keep your post rides nice and cold. So we will definitely have that for you guys as well. And if you have a chance, take a look at the Bomber Crew on the Instagram and click on their profile. If you want to support that squad, they're really going out there to help with people with PTSD, depression, just get them off the couch and into a better space. So their mission is so cool. So hopefully you guys can support them as well. And that package will go out to a lucky winner today. So again, just say Save Greer. Oh my gosh, I see Emmanuel's on here. I could use some alphas, but no rush, guys. I have some time. Save Greer. He's in. I see the wife is on here. Iron Kids. Great job, guys. Love that. Hey, Abby. Good to see you on here as well. Derek Mann's on here with Save Greer. All right. Getting into the special guest, guys. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. We'll make sure that we get to them. Joey, without further ado, I've done a lot of talking, but Joey, anything that you want to say around the whole Save Greer initiative?
No, let's just see what he has to say tonight and do our best to save Greer.
All right. Sounds good. What's up? You're right and dirty. I see you, buddy. All right, here we go.
You ready?
Michael LaPaglia from the Planning Commission. Yes.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother? I've been so excited to talk to you about this whole Save Greer initiative. And
no doubt.
I know there's been times where, you were in positions where you weren't able to really say too much, but you are so close to that project, and to be fair and to be balanced and to, hold your job. You always did what's right. And now you're in a position where you can talk to us and get us up to date on the whole Save Greer initiative. So, man, please, Michael, what is happening? Yeah, one of the main questions I kept getting was, do we have a chance to save Greer? What's happening? Are they going to bulldoze tomorrow? Can you kind of take us back to the beginning and get us up to speed?
Oh, man, let's see. Where do we start? Well, the answer is yes. We are going to save the Greer Trails. Confidently can say we are going to save the Greer Trails. That doesn't mean that it's a free-for-all. It doesn't mean that anyone should go out there and start digging new trails, doing anything like that. But from a lot of work, a lot of participation from the public, you guys especially, showing up to the Planning Commission meeting like we did 6 months ago, like you did 6 months ago, it made a big impact. And today, going into December 2021, I can absolutely tell you guys that a lot of the trails, not all of the trails, but a lot of the trails will be saved, and we will be able to use them recreationally, which is something the RCA allows. And I could start taking you through like how that process works, but that's kind of the short answer right there.
Love it. So Greer is going to be saved. Now, all the trails, some of the trails, we'll get more into the meat and potatoes
Yep.
of that. But let's talk a little bit about the delicate nature of this point where we are at, because obviously there's the RCA, there's Pulte Homes, there's the landowner, there's the city, there's all kinds of things kind of in balance. Now, everybody has heard us as a mountain bike community because we showed up, I think, over 200 strong to one of the meetings there with the city.
Yep.
But we can still kind of mess this up, right? It's still a delicate situation, or are we locked into place? Where are we at?
Well, I think everybody has done a good job. When I say everybody that rides trails, everyone that enjoys the trails, whether you're hiking, whether you're on horseback, whether you're riding mountain bikes, e-bikes, whatever. I feel like in the last year and a half, everyone's kind of calmed down with digging new trails, with just abusing them, and that's the biggest thing. It's not our land, it's privately owned land. Although we treat it like it's ours, I guess. But, I think that's important to continue to not abuse the trails, not litter, not cut new trails in, no motorized vehicles, dirt bikes, which is kind of tough for me to say coming from a dirt bike background, but
Yeah.
no dirt bikes, no UTVs, Jeeps like that, which I know is totally separate. But I think the biggest thing we can do is just continue to respectfully enjoy the trails that we have, and leave it to really us. And when I say us, I mean myself, Chris Magenheim, and Eric Carter, to kind of continue to massage the relationship with the RCA and what's going to be allowed from this point forward. But enjoy them for the next probably year and a half. I don't think Pulte is going to pull their grading permit till mid 2023. And they are the developer, they are the landowner right now. And all the trails it'll kind of stay status quo. All the trails will be around at least until mid 2023 is what I would speculate.
Okay, so we still have a year and a half before they even start to dig up any dirt out there ish.
Right. So enjoy Jumping Mouse as much as you can in the next year and a half, because unfortunately that trail will be gone.
Okay, got it. Definitely want to shout out here. This is what we call super chats on here. Trail Monster, thank you so much for the $10 donation to this podcast. Trail Monster is saying, we've had a similar situation here in Tucson with some trails. They saved some trails by working with developers, by letting them understand it's a selling point to have most of the trails remain. Yeah. And so thank you, Trail Monster, for that. And, for things that are like happening all over USA, America, when it comes to these trails, what was one of the main things that really helped us mountain bikers in this community save a majority of Greer?
What was it?
Yeah, what was it?
Well, I think, I think what it was, Mark, is the public participation. And that was something that, as I tried to voice to you, and then you spread the word, and, we're so successful at that. And I can't thank you enough. But, sitting up there on the planning commission, up on the dais, when you have projects coming before you, public input is so important. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I surely didn't understand that before I got in the planning commission, that the public input really has a lot of weight to what happens to projects. I mean, some projects get shut down, whether it's cultural with the Pechanga Indians, whether it's something with Fish and Game, the Sierra Club, or just guys like me and you who are local community people that enjoy outdoor space or whatever it is, like you have here. And I think it's just important that the public make it known to the city staff, to the city council, to the planning commission, that it is important to us. And what can we do? Because we're willing to do anything to, save this important piece of Murrieta for us. In this case, it was the trails that we all enjoy. And I think the splash that everybody made on the planning commission really, really paid off. So I think that was the one biggest thing that we did, or that you guys did as a community, that helped persuade the city to get with Pulte, to get with the RCA, and kind of put the pieces together, put those people in the same room to have the conversation. Hey, what can we do about these trails? Because it's very important to our community. Along with that, let me add too, is that it wasn't like, like the angry mob. Oh, these are our trails. These are our land. We put a lot of hard work into this. It was like, hey, how can we both mutually benefit from this? How can we, we're excited for you to build and develop your property that you own, which you have every right to do. But what can we do to keep our trails here? It was like trying to find common ground, which I think was a big part of that.
Yeah, that really seemed to go a long way once we were able to get organized and communicate with the city, with Pulte, with everybody, just so that they know how important this all was to us, and having that heard. Because man, if we didn't say anything, nobody would ever know how important this was to us, into like our mental health, into our like for Murrieta, for example,
Yeah.
so many of us leave every morning to go to work. And this is something that we don't have to leave for on the weekend. People travel from all over to come to our town and shop at our shops, and eat at our restaurants, and make friends here, and
yeah,
beyond the videos and everything. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Got a question here, Michael, from Alpha MTB. Says, is there any way we can officially stay up to date on this?
Good question. Not as of right now. I'll tell you guys on here that I sent an email, to Tricia Campbell, representative of the RCA, that came to the came to the second planning commission meeting after the blackout that the mountain bike community caused on the first one.
Yes, it had to be postponed.
They rallied the RCA and got Tricia Campbell to come. And anyways, I emailed her, took it upon myself as to be like the official, Greer Trails mountain biking, point of contact, I guess. And I included EC Eric Carter on that as well. And I think Chris Magenheim, I'm not sure. I think maybe it was just EC, just to kind of give them an official point, like, hey, we need to get a word out to the community that you guys have kind of created. Who can we contact? So I'm not really the person geared to give out good communication, unlike yourself, Mark. So I think we'll kind of work on that in the next year to figure out how we can, stay up to date, whether it's Facebook or here on podcast, or, do something where it's live information, because it will be important, especially if it's something negative that we have to act on quickly. We need to get that information out to the trail users and all of us as soon as possible. And I think that's something that we'll be working on in the next year and a half. The RCA has not taken over the annexation of the land yet, and they won't until Pulte pulls their grading permit. So as of right now, the RCA is like in this neutral position, because they don't own the land. So there's nothing they can do. It's like, it's private land. It's not ours. We haven't taken, ownership or annexation of it yet. So we're not going to do anything. We can't do anything. So that's why, it's just kind of status quo for like the next year and a half.
Gotcha. And that's really good to know. And we got a couple more donations to the podcast here. Thank you, Eric, riding dirty out there in Arizona. Thank you guys for getting the info out there for the people, which is great. And then Craig, MTB Raging, is another donation there, $9.99 for that. You know what I'd like to do, Michael, and I'll try to see if I can, but I went to the RCA website because I wanted to donate the money that we got from the Save Greer hats. And ultimately it comes back around to, I couldn't find where to donate the money. It looked like you could donate land, but as far as the money goes, I just ended up pushing it into some of these mountain bike associations. And to go back to Alpha MTB's question, that might be a great place for us to touch base with our local mountain bike associations on this particular committee, this Greer committee. We do have San Diego Mountain Bike Association on there with Susie Murphy, as well as Holly Cass for the Inland Empire Mountain Bike Association. So they try to stay up to speed to give us kind of the information that we need. And, a lot of times if it's false piece of information, it really steers up a lot of people. Like, I saw a tractor going by there today. Are they grading today? Is it happening today? Like Save Greer. Yeah. And but something like that, you know, these local mountain bike associations could be very helpful for us too.
Yeah, most definitely. And I know Holly. I've sat down at lunch with Holly a couple times and I have talked to her on the phone. So, you know, someone, Holly herself or someone like that, I'm just unfortunately not available enough to devote enough time to, you know, make this happen from, you know, what I do. But we'll find the right person to put in that position and make sure that, you know, they're getting some information out, accurate information, you know, straight from the source and not secondhand. So you guys will all have a point of contact on that.
Yeah, that'll be great. Just so we could all stay at ease. But for those of you who are jumping on a little late, I see a few people are saying, "I'm late." Michael is here to tell you that I'll let you tell him the good word because I know you're a lot of behind. You know, you helped a lot with this.
Oh, just that the Greer Ranch trails are here to stay. You know,
Yes.
Unfortunately, not all of them, but you know, we'll take what we can get, right? And I think we're going to be able to keep a lot of them. You know, I've spent a lot of time out at the Greer Trails riding my mountain bike and looking at the aerial maps or, you know, the proposed maps that Pulte has provided. If I were like to ballpark it, I'm thinking 70% of the trails, maybe 80% of the trails we're going to have to keep. I think majority of the tower climb, besides, you know, where McElwain's going to punch through, will remain. I think 215, Break Right, Monk Dog, you know, Oaks, I think we call it, and Double D. I think that's all going to be good. You know, don't quote me on that, but I think it's all going to be good. The Ascension Climb, which is my favorite, and you know, definitely, what is it? Rabbit Hole, I think will be fine. You know, getting into Overdrive and is it called Underdrive? Towards the bottom of that, they have a water tower that's going to be placed there, but towards the bottom of that, you know, I think we're going to lose some of those trails. So we'll kind of look into that a little bit more detailed, a little bit more refined in the next year and try to figure out where we're going to have to, you know, break off and tie the trail together.
Yeah, and that's going to be nice to be able to have some of the trail builders know that information in order to build, if you know, with the RCA in tandem, tying in some uplines from when they may be affected. Some of the folks that are chatting in, I see a couple things. Trail Dog saying TMB and Revolution. What do you think about those two trails?
I think TMB, is it TMB downhill? Is that what it's called?
TMB DH. Yeah.
I think TMB downhill. I think Insidious will not make the cut. Just looking at the map, you know, again, don't quote me on that. You know, here in the next year or so, or here in the next 6 months, I'd like to say we're going to have some better information, some more accurate pinpoint topography of where it's going to line up and stuff. But I think those are goners, unfortunately, because yeah, those are super fun trails. I've been there for a long time. Even like the TMB, you know, after you come down, I guess you come down,
Distortion.
The distortion, right? Towards the end of that. I love finishing my rides on that tricky little rock garden.
Yes. To a little gap right there now.
Yeah. True. So I think that might be gone. So we'll see, but yeah, definitely. I see up on here too. Someone was asking about Jumping Mouse. I think Jumping Mouse is a goner. I think that's going to be eliminated from our arsenal, I guess. Okay. And then also I see on here someone's asking about the water tower. Is the water tower still in its proposed location? Oh, the proposed location. I think it is. Yeah. That those kind of things are subject to change. It'll end up in the same, you know, somewhere in the same vicinity. I did try to talk to Pulte about that. And, you know, there's a bunch of engineering and mathematics behind that, water flow and gravity and this and that. So they seem to think that was the best location for it. The only good news to that, I think, for the trail community is there will be a dirt road driving up to the tower, but I did confirm that they are not going to pave it and they are not going to fence it off. So, nice. You know, it may end up as just like a dirt road obstacle or, you know, something that, you know, the hikers and everybody, you know, has to cross over or whatever. So, yeah, those kind of detailed things will play out, like I said, in the next year. But it's nothing like it's going to be blocking the entire trail system for us.
Gotcha. Trail Dogs is asking, should we not be posting us riding the trails, or will it not affect the trails if we do?
Yeah, that will not affect the trails. Again, I can't tell you guys enough, you know, don't dig anything new. do not dig anything new. The RCA has a lot of mapping, and they're able to go back for many, many years and see exactly what trails have been built. It's a satellite image, and they're able to zoom down and see it, and they know, you can't fool them. Improve the trails that we have as much as you want. Rebuild them. The rain season's coming up, right? I'm sure some guys are excited to get out there and start shoveling and start fixing it up. But I'm telling you guys, everybody listening, do not build any new trails. We need to be very, very sensitive to that. So as far as answering your question, no, it does not hurt to post videos from Greer. Honestly, I think the more publicity, the better. I think it just goes to show, how big of an impact and how important these trails are to us.
Yeah, when you got guys like Kyle Strait that's like, save Greer, you see some of the big names out there, you're like, oh,
Totally.
damn, Aaron Gwynn's on there. You're like, okay, here we go.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally.
that
And
definitely helps.
these guys are superstars to us, right? I mean, Aaron obviously being a local guy and being as successful, and guys like the Michael Jordan of downhill mountain biking, right?
Yeah.
But the city doesn't know that. Guys sitting behind the desk at the city hall, like, unless they're mountain bike enthusiasts, like, they don't know that. So
Right.
I think me shedding some light on that, at the city, and just letting them understand that this is a big deal. Like, this really is a huge industry. It's a global industry. And this isn't like some what do I want to call it, like hooligan misfits out there tagging stuff, and something like that. Like, I feel like they kind of have that perception of that, and I had to kind of set that straight. So
That's good.
yeah, it's a good deal.
That's really good. And then for the folks who don't know the delicate nature of the RCA and why they're so important to this whole Save Greer campaign, maybe we can go back and talk to the folks about who the RCA is, what they'll be getting, how this relates to Greer and Pulte homes, and why it's so important not to dig.
So the RCA is the Regional Conservation Authority, and they own, I want to say, millions of acres in our Southern California area. One of the probably most known locally is the plateau, the Tanaha Plateau. And what they are is they're a conservation association. So what they do is conserve land. They don't necessarily take land and open it up to recreation or public. However, they do allow some recreation, which is typically non-motorized vehicles like mountain biking, like hiking, like equestrian, to access certain areas of their properties. So that's who they are. That's what they do. If they had the option to close it all and put it all back to how it was and conserve it for its natural habitat, species that live there, whether they be plants or animals or reptiles or whatever, that's an ideal situation. So why they're so important is they are willing to work with us, work with you guys, work with everybody that wants to enjoy this open space, kind of as we should be able to. It's open space, and but they're willing to work with us, and that's huge. That's huge for them to say that they'll do that, because it would be a lot easier for them to say, no, we're not going to work with you. We're going to conserve this land. We're going to shut the whole thing down, and it's illegal to ride there. So they will be owning the land. They will be taking ownership of that from Pulte sometime in 2023, and that's why they are the most important player of this, and why we have to continue to respect what will be their land, and respect what they want to do when that time comes. And what I mean by that is, if they do eliminate a trail, if they do say, hey, we have to eliminate underdrive, then it just is what it is. Like, we have to shut it down. Well, they're going to negotiate. It's going to be a negotiation. We're going to work with them closely, but we're kind of at their mercy.
Right. Yeah. They're going to be the trail managers of that space, and they're going to be granted, from what I understand, that space through Pulte. And that kind of goes into Alpha MTB's questions. Besides not digging new trails, is there anything else an MTB community can do? Anything else to help keep as much trail as possible?
Anything else everybody can do? I think I think just respecting the property, it seems to be kind of, that was like the big fit that a lot of city staff and city council was having, 2-3 years ago, trash and things like that, which I personally don't see. I mean, Mark knows I'm on the trails at least, well, I like to think at least twice a week, but lately it hasn't been that much. But,
Yeah, dawn
I think
patrol.
I think everyone's good about that, but honestly, there's really not anything else anyone can do. Um, they're just really big on digging new trails, basically damaging more of the habitat is how they like to put it, or how they like to portray it. So I guess just kind of spreading the word, I mean, just treat it like it's yours, just treat it like it's your house, like it's your garage, like it's whatever you're most proud of. Just do that. I'm one to stop on an uphill climb and pick up a goo pack or pick up a water bottle if something's dropped. So, the more people I think that can just kind of help, contribute that and maybe stop some of the people that you see digging. Don't be afraid to go up to someone and just talk to them and just say, hey man, like, we're not digging here. Like, you can't be doing that. And, just try to be as helpful as you can to keep that to a minimum, or keep that to not happening.
Right. We're not quite in the end zone yet. I mean, obviously, their mission, RCA's mission, is to conserve what's out there. That's their primary mission. Our mission is to conserve the trails, and it
Sure.
doesn't always coincide with what their mission is. But it's great that they're open to working with us in saving as much trails as possible. Obviously, the footprint of Pulte, we can't do much about that. It sounds like it's going to eliminate like the Jumping Mouse side,
Yeah.
a few other trails. Now, when it comes to like some of the popular ones, Overdrive and Distortion seem to be like the main runs that people
Mhm.
go up and go down. Obviously, you have the whole 215 break, right? Double D side. But for Distortion and Overdrive, those full pulls, will they be gone, or will they be half there, or will one be not affected and the other one only be half affected? Do we know?
We don't know exactly. However, looking at all the maps that we have, that the public can access, that's public information. Looking at the maps and knowing the trail points where they start, I don't think Distortion is going to be affected, and if it is, it's going to be affected very little, and it could be towards the bottom of Distortion where it meets back into like the the dirt road climb up, and Overdrive, again, it kind of depends where that water tower ends up and if there's a way to loop around that water tower. And then towards the bottom of Overdrive, I believe towards the bottom of Overdrive, it will be developed into the development. So I do think we're going to lose the bottom of Overdrive. Sad to say, where like Overdrive kind of comes in and connects at the intersection where you can jump back on the uphill climb. I forget what that's called.
Yes.
And kind of where Underdrive ends, that right there, to me, like in my mind, somewhere right in there is where the trail is going to have to be eliminated. So that whole bottom section, those cool rock gardens, that big double at the end, I think we're going to lose all that.
Gotcha. Okay. And
But
where can people?
but we'll see.
Yes. Well, and where can people access that map snapshot just so they can kind of have an idea in their minds what that looks like?
If you go to the City of Murrieta website, I think it's like murrieta.ca.gov or something, and then you just kind of click around there, go to the agenda, go to the city council minutes, and from the city council meeting, which I think was on the 16th, the 12th or the 16th of November, there's a whole video, and there's a bunch of information that's public record, and it's recorded on minutes for a purpose, because that's public record, and that's kind of what the whole purpose of having city council meetings is. So it's you guys can go on there, check it all out, and see for yourselves, and kind of make your own opinion about where it's gonna die off. But like I said, we'll have some better information. Kind of working on something to get some better information out here in the next 6 months. So I'll keep you all posted.
That'll be great to know. I mean, 70 to 80% of the trails being saved is amazing. Will some of those places like that are affected, will they allow us to build a new upline or to connect around? Say if say the lower half of Overdrive is now being developed, how or not? That's maybe not the best example, but if there was a place that all of a sudden we needed to get back to another upline, will the RCA allow us to, or somebody to build a new connection?
Yeah, I think that is a big question mark. And that's obviously important, right? Because in my mind, like if they're going to terminate, 20% of some of our downhill trails, okay, like where does that stop? And can we like connect that and loop that back so we can connect back and climb and repeat it? That'll be a big question, and that'll be something that I think is going to be I don't want to say a tough negotiation, but I think it's going to have to be like something where we just have to come up with a solution, whether that solution is, 100 feet behind where the connection stops, or if it's at the connection where it stops, or, there's got to be a solution to it. So that's something that, we're going to work, closely with the RCA on and where that's going to tie into.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be very cool to have, and to know. That would be awesome. For the folks that are, sorry,
I see someone here asking if there will be a new place for us to park. Well, actually, good question. I'm glad somebody brought that up, because through the huge public splash that y'all made at the Planning Commission, it got city staff and the RCA and Pulte all talking. Well, believe it or not, one of the conditions of approval, and what that means is, in order for the project to be approved by city council, it has to come up, Pulte Homes has to abide by these, conditions. That could be A through Z. It could be, 3, 4 conditions. Well, anyways, they included a condition that Pulte will pay for and develop a parking lot for trail users.
yes.
Yeah. And that's going to be in I think it's PA9, towards the corner of existing Keller Road and the freeway. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's awesome. So they're going to build us a parking lot, not sure how big it's going to be. People joke, they're like, well, I hope it's the size of Target, because they're going to need that many parking stalls.
Right.
So we'll see. But what that means is they're putting forward this good faith effort to say, hey, we understand that these trails are going to be around. The RCA's requiring them to build us a parking lot, build trail users a parking lot. And I think that speaks volumes, that they want the trails to be a part of their community, be a part of their new development. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And then, but honestly, let's face it, on a winter weekend, and we got some rain, and there's thousands of people out there that are riding. Where's everybody going to park? Because that frontage road will be eliminated. Yeah, that's kind of to be determined. I don't know. I don't know if more people are going to have to park over by the Kaiser, if there's going to be new opportunities to park, at the new community commercial center that they're going to build at the corner of the project. So we'll see, but pretty exciting that they decided to include that in their conditions.
I thought that was amazing, because originally their plan had none of that, and they were just hoping that they almost sounded like they were going to fence it off so that only the community can access that stuff that they're building. And now that they've heard us and that we've shown up as a united force, doing it the right way through the proper channels, they're actually going to pay for a parking lot for us, which is going to be awesome.
Totally. You know what? Let me use this moment to plug this guy big time, because I'm telling everybody listening right now that Jonathan Ingram on the city council has really, really stepped up and helped the whole mountain biking community with this project. He's been a city council member for a long, long time. He's actually been the president of the RCA for that district for many years. I think he sits on the executive board. He's also on the board, or was on the board, for the Greer Ranch community. He lives in Greer Ranch, so obviously he's right next door to these trails, and he really helped put the pieces together. Again, RCA, City of Murrieta, and Pulte Homes. Pulte's done a lot of developments in Murrieta, so obviously the city and the city council have an existing relationship with this developer. But Jonathan Ingram really stepped up and really understood and recognized the importance of keeping these trails, and did what he could to put this together. I think he was a big influence on the parking lot. I think he was a big influence on getting it done in their phase 1 development. So, if there's anybody that lives in Murrieta that, when it comes time to say thank you to Jonathan, please do. If he ever needs your vote, whether he's running for city council or he's running for something in Riverside County, definitely make it a point to go out there and vote for him, because he is a big advocate for the mountain biking community.
Done and done.
Yeah, right.
That'd be great.
Seriously, note it.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan Ingram, for your help on that in this project. So I was gonna say, now with the Milk Elwyn through that new road that's going to be going through. So what Michael was talking about is that side road where a lot of people park during the weekends has been such a crazy place. Like, it's a great parking spot, but you run the risk if you're early in the morning or late in the day of break-ins. Every time we go down that road to access Greer, you see all the broken glass on the side of the road.
Yeah, I never park there.
Yeah, a lot of us locals, it's over by the Kaiser, and we bike in. But with this new road, so this new road where the Super Target is, they're going to be punching a new road through there, which shouldn't affect the trails on that side. But that's proposed where the parking lot is going to come from. Do we know?
Yeah, so the parking lot, so I think that's called Scenic View Drive, that little frontage road. Let's just call it that for now, whether it is or not. That will be eliminated, and that is where the community commercial or the commercial center for this development will be built or developed. Keep in mind that Keller is going to have an off-ramp, not as a part of this development, but as its own Caltrans development. It will have its own off-ramp with kind of this funny, roundabout system that they're going to have. But anyways, that'll be down the road a couple more years. Pulte actually has a condition that they cannot build phase 2 without that off-ramp developed. So, it kind of just puts a damper on them, and they're going to want to get that built soon. But anyways, to answer your question, Mark, that road gets eliminated. The community center goes there, and the parking lot, to my understanding, will be somewhere in that corner.
If there's a community center there, that means more eyes, means more people around, which hopefully means less break-ins for all of us. Who knows what that'll look like, but that'll be a good hope. Yeah. Danny MTB is saying something here that we could clear up. My understanding is that Jonathan Ingram has been trying to sabotage the MTB in Greer.
Well, not necessarily. I've never had a conversation with Jonathan Ingram where he wasn't supportive of the trails. Did he have some bones to pick, some disagreements about, how he thought the trails were being mishandled or overused or whatever? Yes. Myself, along with maybe one or two other people, kind of helped clear that air. Again, I think there was a big problem having a difference or setting a difference between setting a difference between guys out there shooting guns, driving Jeeps, off-roading, riding dirt bikes and things like that, versus people that were using the mountain bike trails. That whole area, that's a massive area that ties all the way back to Wildemar, all the way north up into the farm development, up into, I guess that's still Wildemar, like Elsinore. And, I think that John maybe at one point had a misunderstanding that we were all the same people. We were the same people abandoning cars and lighting fires and stuff like that. So we had to clear the air with him and, let him understand. And actually, John now enjoys the trails himself. He's gotten himself in shape the last couple of years, and he goes out there and rides mountain bikes and has an e-bike at least, and goes hiking from Greer. So I think once we kind of cleared that up with John, he had a much better outlook and a much different outlook. And then obviously the last couple of years, everybody has made it apparent that these trails are important to our community. They're important to the people of Murrieta and people that come to visit, and the whole mountain biking, industry that knows about Greer. And I think shedding some light on that importance to John, maybe changed his attitude towards it, or changed his, his opinion about it. But let me be super clear that, he definitely was the one behind city council that, helped put the pieces together.
That's very good. So yeah, whether or not he had some, one-offs here with certain people, when it came time to, if he wanted to, he could have went against it. But when it came time to supporting it and making sure that things were being done for the Greer Trails, he really did step up in the final hour there and really helped us
Totally.
out.
Totally,
That's
totally.
that's
And
huge.
honestly, like, at the end of the day, like what really matters, right? And to me, like that final result, that final opinion. And if you guys go back, and I invite you guys to go back and watch, you can watch the entire city council meeting from the Murrieta website. I invite you guys to do that because you'll see how active Jonathan was, on the dais up there, and how he clearly spelt out some important things to have on public record. And that's huge. I mean, that's everything right there. And
Yeah.
I couldn't do that as a planning commissioner, and nobody else can really do that, except sitting at the city council meeting. So I was glad to see that John did that for us.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah. So yeah, there you go, Danny MTB. Good information that we got just to clear the air, because there's things out there that it's nice to get accurate information as to who's helping us out and how, and it's great to hear that he is on a mountain bike as well and is
Totally,
out there.
totally, totally. I
So,
think we might need to get him like an updated one, like something a little bit more mountain bike ish. But yeah, he
yeah.
tells me that he's gone out there a couple times and ridden around, so it's good.
Awesome. We'll have to get him on overdrive and then get him on electric catfish and all that other stuff so that
What's
when it
electric
comes,
catfish?
well, underdrive. I mean, it's
Oh, okay,
yeah, it's named a bunch of different things, but
okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Yeah,
just how it's very fun little jump line. Or not little. It's like Jumping Mouse's big brother.
yeah,
Alpha MTB
totally.
says the fact that MTB community changed its outlook on us and he is now standing with us is awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Totally, totally, 100%. And guys, I'll tell you all in here now that I know that the seat is occupied right now, but I think there'll be a day that Jonathan runs for district supervisor, and if he does, it'll be for our district, for the district of Murrieta, and that includes the Greer Mountain Bike Trail. So keep it on your radar, and he's got my vote.
Yeah, great that he helped us out on that. Anything else around the whole Save Greer campaign that maybe we haven't touched on, or if the folks that are tuning in right now, if there's questions around it, please now's the time to type it in so we can get it answered. But Mike, as far as what you have worked on, what you've seen, anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to share?
I don't think so, Mark. I think all the news has been good news. I'm honestly just so proud of everybody, and to be a part of this, and to help facilitate getting this done. I mean, meeting you a couple of years ago up at Sky Park, super random, and you guys spreading the word and helping get the information out, and everybody writing their emails and logging in, and signing the petitions when those the decals were up with the QR code. That all made a big difference. And it's so cool to see the community and everybody come together and do this for a good cause, to support somebody, instead of just writing it off and just kind of saying, oh well, there they go, they won again, right? The government or whatever just takes what they want. You guys all made a big difference, and I'm just again so proud of everybody. So here we go.
Yeah, that was a good time. Seeing people showing up to the city meetings dressed as mountain bikers. Everybody on the, on the over the online is like, there were so many of us that were on there. It was great to see. Trail dogs, hats off to trail dogs. They got the QR code out and really helped spread the word on the whole Save Greer campaign, and how we need to go about doing it the right way. They're saying, now let's do a group ride. Let's do a
I
group
need to
ride
get
there.
some pedals in. I've been slacking. I've been super busy at work, but I need to get back out there and get some miles in before I ride with y'all.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's a great segue, Michael. I mean, I know you're on this, planning commission. You've done a lot for the Save Greer campaign. I feel like you're one of the guys who's been closest to this from the beginning, and you were in a tough spot. You wanted to make sure
Yeah.
you're doing your job correctly, but you also had this passion for mountain biking, and you couldn't cross those lines. And you did such a great job just with everything. As far as you as a mountain biker, let's just get a little bit into your story, because people who don't know, I've been out with you on the trail, and you and I rode Slaughterhouse, and you hit every single feature in there.
Yeah.
You rip, you shred on this, and you are so passionate about mountain biking. But where did this all start? When did you start?
You know, so I grew up riding motocross from when I was a kid, like 3-4 years old, and raced supercross for a few years. And then mountain biking actually came into my life after that. I think it was like 2013 or so. I went on a ride with Justin Brayton and just kind of like enjoyed it. And then a neighbor, one of my good friends, Jason Doman, was super into mountain biking, and I bought my first Specialized, I think it was a Camber, and went to Greer. And honestly, like I've only ridden Greer. I ride in Lake Tahoe because we vacation there every year. I go to Mammoth like once a year for motocross, and we ride Mammoth, mountain bikes. And I've gone to Sky Park a couple of times, but 99.9% of my riding is at Greer. And it was just kind of like a good outlet for me, I think, Mark. It was 2 wheels and a handlebar. I didn't really ride much moto anymore after racing supercross for those few years. So it was convenient. It was good exercise, and it was really fun. So, and obviously, we're spoiled with these trails that I have in my backyard practically. So, like if you were into that kind of thing, like who wouldn't get into it? We're so lucky. And honestly, Mark, that was my motivation to kind of get in front of this whole thing, understanding the side of development and land use and things like that. And then enjoying the trails. I was riding up Ascension. I'll never forget. I was riding up Ascension one day, and I'm just like, man, I got to get involved with this. I got to figure out what's going on out here, and that led me to the Planning Commission, and that led me to, doing everything that, and learning everything I could do to keep these trails. And again, that's why it's just so cool that we're going to be able to keep them. But yeah, that's my background, man. And, that's kind of how I got into mountain biking and why I love it so much. And, again, we've got the best trails, in my opinion. So that's it.
Yeah, such a cool story, man. I love that. How can I get involved? And then there you go. You're in the commission. You're in there head first. I mean, talk about being inside early on this whole thing when a lot of us were like, wait, what's happening? They're going to build some stuff there. Real quick, Fat MTB is saying, I may have missed it, but what is the time frame on these changes? And then also, if you wouldn't mind peppering in, is Pechanga going to have any kind of influence on the time frame at all when it comes to breaking ground for Pulte?
Okay, so first question, time frame is allegedly they're going to pull their grading permit in mid 2023. So that gives us, a little over a year and a half, to remain as it is. There's a lot of challenges still. I'll tell you guys that, if you were to ask Pulte or someone that knows a lot more on a higher level than I do, this thing is still not a done deal. I know that there's still a lot of kickback from Fish and Game, from the Sierra Club, which there always is, and other entities like that. The Pechanga Indians are good with the project. They have come to terms with the city and Pulte is doing a lot for them, conserving a lot of land for the Pechanga Indians. And the Pechangas will no longer be a hurdle for Pulte. So they support, or I think they have a neutral position on the project, which, in essence is supporting the project. So that was not the case at the Planning Commission. If anyone watched that, they were very upset. Between the Planning Commission and City Council, they got together, got in the same room, hashed things out, and made some agreements that Pechanga was satisfied with, and the project has moved forward from that.
Got it. Okay, very good. Yeah, I remember seeing that on the City Council meeting that they were definitely wanting to protect the land, and perhaps whatever land that they valued there is being protected by the RCA, and maybe that's why they're in a neutral position now, or who knows? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, mid 2023 before anything even starts to happen.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And they're not in the end zone yet either. So there's, who knows, Fish and Game, Sierra Club, all that stuff. Man, well, Michael, dude, thank you so much for jumping on here and telling us a bit about your story, but also letting us know how this all came about. And man, if you're looking for somebody who was supporting the Save Greer from the beginning, Michael LaPaglia had that in his mind, riding up Ascension before this was even a thing. and figured out how to get in there. So man, that
Totally.
is awesome. Anything that you want to share else with the mountain bike community while we have you before you go?
I don't think so. I think I said it all. Again, my hat's off to everybody that helped, everybody that emailed. I said it earlier, but that really made a big difference. So, pat on the back to everybody that participated. Really like to thank yourself, Mark, for helping get the word out, and all the guys that promoted this online and on podcasts. Big shout out to Aaron Gwynn for posting it on his Instagram and kind of building the hype as far as he could and doing all that. Like I said, I'm proud of everybody, proud that we all came together and fought for something that we all love. And, it's paying off, and we're going to get to keep, as much as we can.
Love it. I love it. Thank you, Michael LaPaglia. So what we're going to do now is we'll let you go as our special guest. We're going to go into some giveaways tonight. If you want to stay and see who wins, you are also in the running. If you want, obviously you are a Save Greer candidate. You are the face of the Save Greer, basically. If you'd like to be on there as well, Uncaged MTB, we could put that on there. Fat MTB says, hats off to you, sir, which is great. Jeffrey
Thank
Pierce
you.
is saying, thanks for all the info and time out in.
No problem.
We got a couple more folks. Kyle saying, Save Greer. He's been added to the thing. Darren, what's up? What's happening, Master Chief? We got the military on tonight with Darren. He says, Save Greer. And we'll bring Joey back on. If you have to hop off, more than welcome to hop off. If you want to stay to see who wins some of these prizes, you're more than welcome to stay as well. Totally up to you.
I'll pop off. My wife's 5 months pregnant, and we got 2 kids upstairs, so I'll go give her a hand with that.
Good man. Michael LaPaglia, thank you for everything you've done for the Save Greer campaign. Really appreciate it, buddy.
No problem. Thank you, Mark. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bud. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, everybody. We are going to bring Joey Yates back up on here. There he is. Bobby is on.
Yeah, I'm just adding last minute people.
Okay, gotcha. Calavera Chronicle says, thank you. Timothy Haley is in with the Save Greer. Isaiah Bernstein is in with the Save Greer. Air Blair is in. What's happening, Blair? Good to see you, man. He's got the hashtag Save Greer. So for the folks that are wondering who may have come on late, why are we still rolling right now and the guest is gone, is because since this is such a hyper local Save Greer campaign, we have some businesses that wanted to kind of spice up this episode and really just sponsor this episode. So we have some giveaways that we're going to give to for the folks that are saying Save Greer. We're going to do some giveaways. MTB Nick is saying nice hat, and that is definitely one of the giveaways. Thank you so much to the Bomber Crew. Bomber Crew's donated to a lucky winner tonight, a Bomber Crew MTB hat, as well as these stickers. They'll be going out to some lucky winner out there, as well as a Bomber Crew koozie for your cold post-ride beverage. So all you have to do is say Save Greer in the chat, and you'll be entered into the lucky spin the wheel. Also, TASCO MTB has just released these bad boys. These are the new December edition. These are the desert camo for December. You can't get these yet until December 1st, but somebody is going to get a pair of these tonight, and they'll be going out to you on the spin the wheel. We also have Spy Optic. Spy has donated a pair of foundation goggles for when we're out there riding Greer and the dust is up and it's dry and you just want to protect your eyes. Spy foundation goggles have the widest periphery in the market, and those are a retail value, I believe, over $120. And you get to pick your color, and you get to pick your colorway on that. And then last but not least, Afton Shoes. If you guys haven't heard of Afton Shoes, Afton is an amazing mountain bike shoe company. It's a small company. It's owned by a guy by the name of TJ, who's the owner operator, and he's out there. He's going to be giving away a pair of the Coopers, which are flats. If you guys are looking for a pair, we will put you in the wheel there, and we will spin the wheel to see who will win. So, Joey, I don't know if we have a. Let's see if we have.
We're good.
Are we good? All right, everybody.
I'm just adding Blair right now.
All right, Blair is in. We got everybody in. And then we have Isaiah out here. He says, yeah. I'm fangirling over here. Isaiah's recovering from surgery. I hope you're feeling okay, buddy. Alpha MTB, if I didn't win those TASCO gloves, I'll have to go buy some. Yeah, speaking of, for any of these companies who, if you don't win tonight, if you just go to the companies right now because of the holidays, I know TASCO has some killer deals right now going on. Afton has, I think, 25% off of their whole entire website. That's going on. You also have SPY. Every time you go to spyoptic.com, they always have something going on. So right now is a good time to help support these companies. Another, if you're looking for wheels, I know that I didn't reach out to Scott. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but Scott is the owner of Versus Tires, and he's got a good deal going on right now. So if you need tires out there, Versus is also locally owned. He's out of San Diego, and he supports the mountain bike community. Bomber Crew is saying, save Greer. Did you get Fred in there?
Got him.
Yeah.
I just put him as Bomber Crew.
Nice. And I think maybe let's put Emmanuel in there, Purple Heart Army vet.
He's in there. We got him
today. He's in there. Okay. All right, Joey. Let's bring up the spin the wheel.
You see anybody I'm missing?
Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still on, if you're looking, if you haven't put in Save Greer and you don't see your name up there, let us know before we spin this sucker. And what we'll do is we will just spin. So if you end up if your name gets pulled for all of it, then you get it all. But, those are all the folks that are on there. You guys ready to do this? Alpha MTB says, heard you guys talk about Versus Tires. Might have to check those out as well. Yeah, give them a look. I mean, there's like the big companies that are out there, and then you got guys that are solopreneurs. They're out there doing this, and Scott's one of them with Versus Tires.
We got Carlos on tonight.
Carlos Calavera Chronicles is on there. Good luck, fellas. Okay, here we go. So let's do this. Let's start with the Bomber Crew. So the giveaway tonight for the Greer episode is going to be this Bomber Crew koozie. It's going to be the stickers and the Bomber Crew hat. So we're going to spin the wheel for that one. And if you get a chance, check out their mission and their website on their Instagram. They also have a merch store where if you don't win this tonight, you can purchase things like this. And this will be supporting their cause on getting people off the couch and getting them out of a bad place into a good place. All right, Joey, for the Bomber Crew, let's go ahead and give the sucker a spin. And thank you all so much for being on here. Really appreciate it. MTV Nick says, let's go. Okay, the winner of the Bomber Crew is going to be... Oh, Emmanuel wins it. Emmanuel wins it, buddy. So, Emmanuel, we'll definitely send this out to you. I know this is going to be fresh gear for you. I think you may already have this stuff, but we could also talk offline as well. But I'll make sure that you get this whole Bomber Crew kit that was donated by the Bomber Crew today. So let's go ahead and keep Emmanuel on here, Joey, just in case he wins something else. Emmanuel Sunday says, hell yeah. Nice.
I'm having ding in right now.
Danny B MTB, you are on as well.
Right.
Okay, next up, let's go ahead and spin for the December edition of the TASCO Desert Camo gloves. And that is what we'll be spinning for now. And the wheel is going. The winner of is going to be, Michael LaPaglia. He's not on anymore, but our guest tonight, we will make sure that you get this from TASCO. Right on.
Nice.
Right on. Okay, going to
remove them.
Let's go ahead and remove Michael from this one. And then we will go. Now we're going to go to the two big prizes here. Let's go with, what do you think? Should we go goggles first, or should we go shoes?
They're both winners.
I know it's really tough. Let's go with
those are two top prizes right there.
Those are definitely two top prizes. Danny's got a couple more entries. Save Greer. you can be on there once, my brother, but I am so happy you're on there. All right, let's go with the Spy Foundation goggles. And again, the winner of this will go to spyoptic.com, pick out the colorway, and I will get that over to the vice president of sales for Spy, and we will send those directly to you.
All right, here we
go.
go.
The winner of the Spy Optic Foundation goggles is going to be, here we go. Let's see who it is. Spy Foundation goggles is going to go to Matthew Jimenez. Matthew, congratulations, my bro. You are the winner of the Spy Optic Foundation goggles. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you and I walked down the trail together with your dad. That could be you. If it is, congratulations, my bro. Go to spyoptic.com, pick out a colorway for the foundation goggles that you want, and make sure you DM me so that I can get those out to you. Congratulations, Matthew. Congratulations. All right. Going to the final prize, which is the Afton Shoes. The Afton Shoes. These Coopers will be going out to one lucky winner. And let's see who is going to get these Coopers. Joey's got the wheel spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning.
Responsibility over here.
Congratulations. Going out to, it's landing on Fat MTB. Congratulations, my bro. You are the winner of the Afton Shoes. Please DM me and we'll make sure we get those Afton shoes out to you. Those retail for over $120 or $130. Great flats. For those of you who didn't win, please check out these companies, or if you click a link in any of my videos, you'll see a description there, or links in my description. Some of them have discount codes, but right now all those companies are offering specials. So congratulations to you all. Joey, great job on that. And man, thank you all so much for being on there. Guys, we did it. We helped save Greer. I can't believe it. It's may not look exactly like, untouched, but hey, we'll take 80% of it, right? Versus none of it. So I'm super happy to hear that. What do you think, Joey?
That's awesome. Yeah. Anything. Yeah. They're going to save some good stuff out there for sure.
Definitely some good stuff.
People were asking about these hats earlier too.
Yeah, so the Save Greer hats are you could find those on the segment.store, and that's where you can find the Greer hats. And anytime somebody purchases the Greer hats, I'm just donating that money to the local mountain bike association, since they're working with a lot of these city folks and keeping us up to date on that. So again, for the winners, please DM me so I know where you are, so I can send this out to you. We can be in communication so we can get you your prizes. Congratulations to everybody. I really appreciate all being here, and great work on the whole Greer campaign. I can't believe it, you guys. We did it. We did it. This is good stuff. All right. See you guys all on next episode. Thank you so much. Joey and I will hope to see you out on the trails, and we'll see you all on the next episode. See you guys.
See ya.